the weather this time of year in the South? Perfect. Fall football weather. And we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Okay, break.
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Come on, set. Drop. 17. Set.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? Five defensive backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
double it.
A dive, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Winston. This one taken in by Olave. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Now Will Lutz, who went to college a stone's throw from here at Georgia State, comes on for the field goal attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there. All the things that have gone on. And the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll be looking to make amends for that first drive, which came to a rather abrupt ending.
Certainly did, and I remember going back to my notes before this game, and a lot of times when I scout a guy, I have a little section about how does he handle adversity. And in this case, a big check mark. He may have thrown the first interception, but I don't think he's going to throw very many more. Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On third down, it's Pollard. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. Fourth down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage with just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a fourth down. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start first and 10. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. From the shotgun, it's Winston. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 45 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Winston to give. It's Kamara. Taken down at the 30.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 30 on second down. Winston, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
What part do they went empty set there? No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Practice his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Close check.
3-0 after one on EA Sports.
Let's go. Right. Bill Green. Ready.
Now a play fake here on first down. And able to find Alan Lazard. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete. The Falcons at 500, 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And he is going to lose yardage here. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
On second down, it's Pollard. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Ready, break. Strike 60. Ready?
Here's Pollard again, and he'll get nothing out of that one. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. The run on 3rd and long, so I guess waving the white flag a little bit.
Yeah, and I think sometimes teams are so committed to running the football that they'll take a chance, even in a long yardage situation, to let them know on the other side, this is what we're going to be about today. In this case, they didn't get a first down. If you're thinking along with them, hey, they might be committed to running it all game long.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start with a give to Kamara. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Winston over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. So the completion good for 7 there. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Winston on 3rd and 2. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Now a man who did his collegiate punting just a couple hours from here in Clemson in South Carolina, Bradley Pinion to kick. Pulled in at the 24. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And it will be Falcon football.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Black shot.
They'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes. That's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the shotgun now, here's an in, and it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Winston now. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Kamara try the right side. Dances by at the 20. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Looking long for Thomas. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. On play action, Winston. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Jameis again. And that is incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
So we have reached halftime here in a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the giver. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Winston's throw caught by Olave.
30, 10, 5, touchdown, New Orleans.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And sometimes you see big plays develop on a route like this, a slant route. And the object, very simple. Get the ball to your receiver in stride. This one was right on the money. He didn't miss a beat. And then it's off to the races, and there he goes.
And if you're looking for proof of his speed, Next Gen Stats shows that he was traveling just over 21 miles an hour there.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Yellow, 1. Ready?
They go back to Pollard on second down.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 80 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
On 1st and 10, Winston.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Winston.
He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans. Kamara up the middle.
They'll get this up to about the 44.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Well, they matched their opponent's pick six from earlier. Those are some crucial points that may prove pretty consequential as to how this one plays out.
And Brandon, I think now we're not just watching how they move around the field, but we're checking their psychology out a little bit, aren't we? Because that defense, they're about to go right back out with all the momentum on their side. That's for the opposing offense. You wonder if there's going to be some hesitation to lean entirely on the passing game to try and mount a counterattack.
17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Winston.
Open man is the tight end Troutman.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5.
A 45-yard line. A 5-yard shootout. It's now 4th down.
Here's Bradley Pena now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be taken at the 13. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
But I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And some room to roam now. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line.
84 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So that run there, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, that's as good as you're going to see.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Jet sweep. Here's London.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Pollard is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal.
Throw left side. There's London.
And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal.
All right, field goal gets you the lead here. I mean, but I might want to just go ahead and go for something big.
Oh, come on, you got to kick it.
I mean, you got to be glad I'm not the head coach here, right? The whole team would want to revolt at this point.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's Winston. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. Room here to run. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. He's going to air one out.
On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted.
Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers.
And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown out a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line.
111 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. In motion, the tight end. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
Exactly right. Got to get back in the focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Pass complete. Thomas.
And some room to maneuver. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run. 32 yards.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
They'll get this out to Kamara. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
A loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 9.
Ready.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll look to throw here.
Pass to Tony Pollard out of the backfield.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Fielded at about the 28. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
Well, he forces one there.